we're borrowing 42 cents on every dollar we spend. And depending on the accounting method, the national debt now is over 15 trillion. On February 29th, your department released numbers showing that in the year dated to June 30 of 2011, China's holding of U.S. securities expanded by $100 billion to $1.7 trillion, more than a tenth of our national debt. What are the risks of a single country owning so much of our debt and our time and attention?
Well, like many countries, about roughly half of treasuries that are held by the public are held outside the United States. That's typical of many mature developed countries. And it is important to recognize that the amount we're borrowing from the rest of the world as a share of our economy has fallen roughly in half over the last 5 years or so. So our current account and balance, which measures how much we're borrowing from the rest of the world, has fallen very sharply, which is good for the future in this context. You had said something very important, Mr. Chairman, at the beginning, which is we need to act on the deficits while we are still the masters of our own fate. And we are still the masters of our own fate. And although this is an important, urgent problem, we have some time to get this right and have some time to do it sensibly. And it's important to recognize that our fiscal challenges, although daunting and considerable, are much more manageable for us and much less consequential than is true of really what faces almost every other major economy. We have the ability to manage this problem by asking the American people to make some difficult but manageable adjustments. And the sooner we do it, the better, because they have more time to make the changes necessary to adjust to that.
Well, I'm not sure that we're masters of our own fate still. I mean, we have some real differences with China over what I call illegal trade practices, human rights violations, foreign policy questions of all sorts, the defense of Taiwan. I wonder, if push came to shove on some of these issues, whether or not the fact that they hold so much of our debt would influence us policy-wise to cede some territory, to cede some points. Am I completely out in left field on that?
I understand that concern, but I don't share it. And I don't believe that gives China or any other country any leverage over the United States. And I think we are absolutely still the masters of our own fate. And the biggest risk to the United States is not, and I think you're agreeing with this, I think the biggest risk to the United States is not what other countries choose to do. The biggest risk to the United States is that Washington fails to find the ability to do things together to solve problems, including in this long-term challenge of fiscal sustainability. And so you're right to say we can't put this off indefinitely. It's important we do it, but how we do it is as important as the fact that we do it.